Don't engage alone. We do this together.
Yeah! We got it! We got
You 52 booklets.
it! Somebody clip this one.
Welcome to Justice League Rewatch. We are finally at the final episode of the show. I'm Jared. I'm here with Nick from the Phoenix Press. What's up, brother?
Fear is a path to Darkseid.
Okay, that's actually pretty solid. Thank you. So we're talking about
sorry, wrong show.
We're talking about Destroyer, the finale of Justice League Unlimited, which is basically a big action scene straight up with like every character from the show. And we get a pretty awesome Superman moment, which makes a lot of real DC fans hypocrites. But Nick, give me, to start off, your general thoughts about the episode.
They definitely went out guns blazing.
Yes, they did, because they brought in like, "Hey, what's up, Tevia?" What's up, Taladia? What's up, Cameron? So yeah,
in the meeting, they're like, "So, how many characters do you want on screen?" Paul Dini was like, "Yes."
Yes, exactly. Now, how about Martian Manhunter making his grand return?
Nice.
I told you he would show up. After this, can you all do Justice League action? We're doing Superman after this, but I'll put that on the list. But
It'll go on the list.
It was actually, see, this also birthed like, okay, so Darkseid invades and the superheroes and villains have to team up. It's the, you could say stereotypical, but still it was a fun episode, so I'm gonna allow it, where you have like Justice League fighting a parademons. It's essentially the world. You could say the world became a Justice League. Timmy said, "I saw your tweet on My Adventure with Superman. Honestly, I felt confused because I didn't know that was Damage, because I assumed it was Blockbuster." No, they say Damage. My Adventure with Superman once again demonstrates how apparently the people working on this show have never read a DC comic before.
No.
Nick, you've seen the design for Damage, right?
I mean, I saw your tweet and I posted a good banger reply.
Yeah, I'm going to share this real quick on here just so people can see this. Yeah, look at this. So this is Damage from the comics. Standard badass Hulk character. This is Damage from the show.
But he's hot now.
And I'm like,
But he's hot now.
He looks like a pimple. That's what he looks like. He looks like a pimple. And he's not even a Superman villain, first off. Damage is not a Superman villain. So I don't know where the hell they're getting that from. But anyway, going back to this. Oh, wait, fellow Comics League peeps, what's your opinion on the Iron Man animated series where he was a teen? I saw a little bit of it. It's not bad, but it's also not the best. But continuing on for this, so I like how you have like Superman, Batman, and Lex actually fighting Darkseid. And it's kind of funny how Batman is running out of tricks and Lex Luthor hands him a gun and he goes, "Not my style." And I'm like, you're fighting aliens, dude. No one's going to care. Like, what are you doing?
Even ZSL Batman would be like, "Normally I don't like guns, but in this case I'll make an exception."
Yeah, exactly. And actually that's straight from the comics, by the way. But so
Batman uses guns in the comics, deal with it.
Yeah, and this Batman has used guns, i.e. any vehicle. In the first episode of the show, he's launching rockets at alien walkers. That counts.
But it doesn't count if he's not actually physically holding the gun.
He's holding the control stick and he's holding the jet, ergo.
Yes, but another thing is holding the gun.
But he is firing. He's still firing the gun. That still counts.
But he's not holding the gun. The bracket that holds the gun into the plane is holding the gun.
He's firing the plane. This is near the no, it is the last episode, and but so I also enjoyed like seeing like all the. This is kind of the hashtag full circle of the entire show. But no, what I do like, I don't know if you noticed this, when Commander Seal saves Shiera by throwing a shield, I was like, okay, you're making a Captain America reference. I see what you're doing there. They could not in any way make this more obvious. Or like when Ice it gets into a superhero costume by blasting the ground with ice and then just moving it up here. It's kind of like Spider-Man and his amazing friends.
I mean, also, do you remember who Spider-Man's other friend was?
The Human Torch,
Firestar.
Fire, yeah. So Fire. There you go.
Reference.
Mm-hmm. What you guys react to next? Green Lantern or what? Well, that comes later, but we will be revealing. Well, essentially revealing at the end of this. So the other thing is like Batman apparently is fast enough to evade Darkseid's Omega beams.
Honestly, this is a feat I can believe in. That's fine.
But it's Batman, and he wasn't exactly like running, and he put a parademon in front of it, and
it's a believable Batman feat. Let's give it. Can you at least give it?
Well, yeah. As I was gonna say, is that's actually one of the rules of the Omega thing is that as long as it hits something, it goes away. So he made it hit a parademon. And by the way, the funny thing is that now that particular parademon has never existed. That's what the Omega beams actually do to you. They wipe you from all of existence. So then we get then we get this awesome Superman moment that I really wish we got Cavill saying. So Batman and Superman are fighting. And before you ask, I do have the speech pulled up, and I will be doing it. So, but as Darkseid goes, "Don't you guys ever give up?" And then Superman says, "That man won't quit as long as he holds breath. None of my teammates will. Me."
Here, highlight yourself.
Okay. "That man won't quit as long as he can still draw a breath. None of my teammates will. Me, I've got a different problem. I feel like I live in a world made of cardboard, always taking constant care not to break something, to break someone, never allowing myself to lose control, even for a moment, or someone could die. But you can take it, can't you, big man? What we have here is a rare opportunity for me to cut loose and show you just how powerful I really am." And then he just punched. So he punches Darkseid through a couple of buildings. And I remember bringing this up to Nerdette when criticizing the hypocrisy about like criticizing Man of Steel's destruction and like civilian casualties, if you could say. And then they're like, well, this city was evacuated. And I'm like, literally, there is a shot of people looking up at the very same building that Superman destroys. Hey, what's up, real Wayne Gaming Clips? What's up? Yeah. If gone without thinking much, making it just the unlimited cartoon canon to live action, many people would have been okay with it. No, because then that would mean that his Batman would have slept with Barbara. So I'm definitely not okay with that. And plus, that would be even more lazy than what he's doing right now. So there you go.
Making the DCAU canon to any live action universe is way too much of a can of worms to mess with.
Yeah, because then you expect the general audience to watch multiple seasons of multiple animated shows to understand who these characters are.
Plus, you have comics that are potentially in continuity.
You have comics, some of which are continuity, some of which are not continuity. So you're just confusing people at this point.
And a lot of those comics are very hard to get nowadays outside of asking Jack Sparrow to help you out.
Well, you know that Jim Lee would probably put them back in circulation. How he did that for Authority, which was out of print. But
good for him.
So there was that. So what I like about this, and by the way, Nick, okay, I'm going to reveal it because it works on points. We're going to do a kind of a flashback and talk about Superman, the animated series in this. And what's kind of cool is that all of the World of Cardboard speech and the fight against Darkseid, that is built, that is set up in Superman, because that's when like Darkseid first shows up and you see his first conflict with Superman, and then you start to see everything work together, and then this fight. So everything is like culminating in this one battle.
Yeah, it'll be interesting watching Superman after Justice League, because we'll be pointing out like, oh, so that's where the seed of that was planted. That's the seed of where that was planted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. And
so Jared, do you have any trivia for this episode?
Yes, I do. So let me bring this. Okay, so Lex Luthor's line, "We found ourselves dependent on the kindness of strangers." That sounds like something from BVS, because it is. Echoes a famous quote from Tennessee Williams' play A Streetcar Named Desire. In case you guys don't know what I'm talking about, in BVS, Lex Luthor says, okay, so you don't need like a silver bullet. You don't need to use a silver bullet, but if you forge one, well, we don't have to find ourselves dependent on the kindness of monsters. Mm-hmm. Darkseid's speech about what will happen before he finally ends Superman's life mirrors Superman's speech on Twilight about not stopping until Darkseid is a greasy smear on his fist. Both speeches with "Let's go." Yeah, I love that. When Martian Manhunter reveals himself to Wonder Woman, his scaling transformation from dragon into Martian Manhunter echoes the opening credits of the original Justice League. Yeah, because he turned into a dragon and then he like turned into Martian Manhunter. So it's kind of with that. Then it brings up the battles, and then it brings up Commander Steel saving Shiera by picking up a Parademon shield and throwing it is essentially Captain America. Shiera's wings being impaled by parademons resembles how Angel, another Marvel hero, had his wings originally crippled. There you go.
The Mutant Massacre.
Yeah. During the call to arms sequence, where Leaguers across the globe suited up for transport, Ice briefly hibernated, encasing herself in a block of ice, then breaking free, revealing herself in costume, powered up and ready for action. Moment for moment, this is the exact same transformation for Bobby Drake, who turns him to Iceman. The part that was kind of BS for me is that when Fire turns into fire and she's like still half in the pool, I'm like, I thought
she's a bit more steamy.
Well, here's the thing. In the Amazo episode, they established that like she's still susceptible to water. So how does that work? But it was a cool visual.
Rule of cool.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll allow it. Every major invasion of Earth has taken place throughout the series has a similar goal of building a weapon that can destroy the planet. For example, Darkseid's goal of creating apocalypse on Earth using drills refers back to the very first episode, Secret Origins, when the Imperium's goal is to create darkness on Earth by using drills. Man, this is not a drill, you could say. Hey, what's up, Brucifer?
We got Kingdom of the Nerds.
Yeah. I liked Hawk Girl's organic wings here over the comics Anthem metal wings, but that's just me. Yeah, I prefer. I don't like the metal wings. Yeah, go ahead.
So if you're saying she became Arch Hawk Girl?
Yeah, exactly. That's a good one, by the way. Batman evades Darkseid's Omega beams until they hit a parademon, prompting him to state that no one has ever avoided the Omega beams. In the final Crisis story arc in the comics, hey, Brucifer became a member. Thank you, brother.
Awesome.
In the final Crisis story arc, Batman is seemingly killed by Darkseid's Omega beams. Also, minutes after, the Flash, Barry Allen and Wally West, manages to outrun both the Omega beams and the Black Racer by vibrating through Dan Turpin's body, thus making the beams hit Darkseid and expel his essence. So not only did Batman killed Darkseid, but the Flash killed Darkseid.
Nice.
Yeah, the Justice League kill people. It's almost as if Zack Snyder was right. The second to last line of the episode, and therefore the DC animated series, is said by Batman. This mirrors the blimp pilot, who, like Batman, is voiced by Kevin Conroy from BTAS, premiere episode on Leather Wings, voicing the second line of the episode. Oh, that's cool.
I mean, but I like who they gave the final line to. Like, can I have this part?
Sure, go ahead.
So, they're all walking, they're running down. Batman says his final line, and then Wonder Woman looks at the camera and says, "And so the adventures continues," gives a wink, and then runs off. I love that. I love that they gave the final line to Wonder Woman. They in the last moment they gave Diana an inch of respect. I respect that.
An inch, yeah, it's not that much, but it's an inch. Batman's line, "Don't you have a tall building to go leap?" to Superman is a reference to the original narration of the Fleischer cartoon. I love that. In the final scene, the League runs down the stairs of the Metro Tower, flies off in groups, which are nods to the comics. And if you notice, it's all in descending order. Pretty much like the last group to fly on is the original 7. And then the last character to run at the camera is Batman. Hashtag full circle, baby. Hashtag full circle.
Yes.
Writer Matt Wayne has stated that if Justice League Unlimited would have been renewed for another season, he would have liked to write more episodes focusing on Superman as well as Wonder Woman. Maybe Superman and Wonder Woman. Mm-hmm. Writing about the ending on his blog, Paul Dini wrote, "I have a feeling that it's one that you will see recalled, homaged, and copied by various comic artists and fans, and perhaps other anime shows for years to come." The funny part about this, if you notice, you get a brief shot of Lois Lane before the Daily Planet collapses. So she's in the Daily Planet. So I'm like,
oh no, here we go.
I'm like, wait a second, the whole building comes down. There's no way she could have run back down. And Superman did not just rush up and save her. So is Lois Lane dead in the DCAU?
Oh no, here we go.
I mean, when I was watching this, I was like, wait. And then when I actually thought about it,
oh.
Yeah, we don't see her again. Everyone in the Daily Planet's dead. So what I want to bring up here is that I love how people are hypocritical about why did Zack Snyder cause so much destruction in Metropolis during the Superman and Zod fight? Are you looking at this fight? Because Superman could have brought Darkseid into space at any point. Superman tried to in Man of Steel. I have to. Yes, exactly. Justice League animated series Superman was hugely nerfed, which I can't stand. One of the reasons I got triggered slightly when some people put pedestals on this animated series. Yeah, let me put it to you this way: Is the series popular? Perfect? No, absolutely not. Is it fun still? Yes. I still love the show. Don't get me wrong. I just let me put it this way: I'm just not blinded by nostalgia that I can critique it respectfully.
I like the show. It's a good show. My problem is that you have, I would say, a bunch of casual fans. I wouldn't call them normies, but they're definitely more on the casual side of the fandom. Is they see the DCAU and they say this is a definitive version of the characters. These characters can act no different. It's just like how when X-Men 97 came out and Cap was a bit of an a-hole. I'm sorry, that's how Cap was in the 90s.
Yeah. That's the way he was, even in that show. So, yeah, I get why some people took umbrage with that, but it was consistent with Cap's characterization because for some reason, people forgot that the show is taking place in the 90s.
Do I prefer the MCU version? Heck yes. 1,000 times more. But I still acknowledge that is the I don't like that version of Cap from X-Men 97. That's fine. You don't have to like him. But to say it's not Cap and to say it's because it's different from the MCU version, thus as bad is a bit asinine in my opinion.
Yeah, and the thing is, I also see people saying this is what they should do for the for the live action series. Just do this, and I'm like, okay, you have a point that maybe the way this was set up, slowly with different characters and introduce these concepts slowly, you have a point there. But in terms of characterization, no. And by the way, Brown Destroyer says the writer himself mentioned that he used Superman to make other people look better. Superman was a punching bag for him because Superman wasn't his favorite character. In fact, respect as hell, but Conroy considered Wonder Woman a one-note character.
Not everyone's perfect.
Yeah, I know.
I would agree.
Perfect as Batman. Let me clarify. Perfect as Batman.
See, also, I would say that, like, I think Conroy just never was exposed to good Wonder Woman stories,
which is fine. That's fair enough.
I wonder what Conroy thought of the Wonder Woman movie, because he was alive to see it.
In Kingdom of Nerds has gifted 5 Comics League memberships. Thank you.
All right, give him a cheer. Give him a cheer.
So real quick. So Robert got a membership. Zeke got a membership. Arkham Knight, Lord Thoth, and Otis Attenbury. Welcome to the Comics League Club, guys. So you know what, Brucifer, you get a very special message. Here you go. There you go. Thank you, Brucifer. So there you go, people. So now the other thing, so the thing that I really, the points I will give them about Superman is that, and we'll see this in S-Task as well, Nick, is that you remember when we were talking about Superman on your show, and we were talking about how like Superman and Lois got like the dark and the light perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
They nailed it in the DCAU as well in terms of S-Task. They got the tone balance right, at least I think. So we'll talk about that as we go through the series for sure. And all in all, I will say this series is still pretty cool. I love the finale because they made, Darkseid was awesome here. I love Ironside's Darkseid because he has that super villain voice for Darkseid. I still love Ray Porter. Hell, he shouted me out on my 1000 thing.
You know, I swear, I was about I was kind of waiting for Darkseid to start talking about hard decks and how you never leave your wingman.
Yeah, exactly. You were saying he was going to grab a Top Gun.
For those who don't know, Michael Ironside was in Top Gun. He played Jester.
Mm-hmm. And by the way, this was a triple hailstorm. So Jennifer Hale played Giganta. Shroya Bashir, I don't know who that is, but so I'm gonna look that person up. Oh, it's a journalist and a Chinese woman. So she gets, so it's 15 extra points. The episode gets 15 extra points.
Dear God, brother.
Nick, be honest. If Laura Bailey voiced 3 characters, would you not give the episode 15 points?
I can neither confirm or deny my very obvious bias.
I'm sure you would, okay? I'm sure you would. But yeah. So I used to watch exactly, me too. My first time watching this show was actually, I was actually in the hospital at the time, and they had like a thing of VHSs, and I plugged it in, and it was the return episode of Justice League when Amazo returns, and like the whole Justice League fights him. That's why I said that episode is kind of personally meaningful to me, and that like showed me what the DC universe is. So I'm like, oh, this is really cool. This is really cool. So Nick, so let me ask you this, Nick. So now that you've watched Justice League and Justice League Unlimited, what do you think of the shows in general? Which one do you prefer more? Go on.
What do you mean, which shows do I prefer?
Justice League or Justice League Unlimited?
I would say Unlimited because, and by the way, by Unlimited, I mean anything after the first season. Because the first season was basically just Justice League Plus.
Yeah, it was that. Yeah, I agree with you on that.
It was a transition season. Mm-hmm. Let's just go that. I feel like when Justice League Unlimited is at its best when it's using its obscure characters for interesting stories. Like they definitely got a lot of mileage out of a lot of these characters just popping in and out. I think the fact that they had so many characters to play with definitely helped to keep the show fresh. Like if they wanted to, they could have gone for another 4 seasons. They had enough characters. Mm-hmm. They could have gone for longer. But I really do feel like
Superman and Wonder Woman team up episode.
The constant rotation of characters definitely helped things kept things going, and I really did appreciate that.
Yeah.
Overall, I would give Unlimited a 9.5 out of 10.
Okay.
There are some missteps,
Look at that.
ancient history, but overall, I think it's very good. Justice League itself, I would give a bit of an 8.5.
I can see that.
And this episode itself gets a 10.
Yeah, this is a 10 out of 10 because it's a straight up badass action scene that showcases everything in the DCAU.
It's a great finale, great way to send off the show. It's perfect.
In terms of, for me, I kind of prefer Unlimited because, again, to your point, the rotating cast of characters, yeah, it's a pain in the ass when you're doing a YouTube show and you have to figure out how to phrase stuff so it shows up in the algorithm, but it's still awesome to like see all these different characters that you never would have seen get the limelight, like Shining Knight, Vigilante, stuff. Man, in another world we could have had 7 seasons. I know.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. I know that when 97 was coming out, people were clamoring, can we get a revival of Unlimited? You can't bring back the Unlimited without Batman. Batman's kind of an important part of the Justice League.
If they wanted to bring back Teen Titans, they could. That door is open. Because, Teen Titans ended on a bit of a cliffhanger. All the actors, they're still playing the roles. So it is an extremely doable thing to do a Teen Titans 03 or whatever.
Yeah, and they could do they could bring back Superman. I don't want them to touch Wonder Woman. Do not. Or they could do a Green Lantern series. In other words, it's stuff that doesn't necessarily involve Batman. And Brown, I see what you're going for, but Kevin Conroy was the soul of Batman in the DCAU. You can't replace Kevin Conroy in the DCAU.
If I can be honest, I think they kind of had a cool thing going with the Decamu, with the interconnect.
Yeah. Yeah. What'd you say, Nick? You kind of cut out.
They should bring back the Decamu.
Oh, yes, they should. I
love the smiles on your face when you realize what I was saying.
Yeah, exactly. They should. They had see the thing about the Decamu is that the minute they started bringing in post-crisis into New 52, it fared about as much as DC Rebirth did, ironically. So hey,
you know what they should do to announce the Decamu is they should have Jim Lee recreate one of his iconic covers.
Well, you know what's kind of funny in the opening?
I love the smile on your face.
You know what's kind of funny on the opening for Justice League War, the first movie after Flashpoint? They literally the opening credit sequence is them is a recreation of the Jim Lee Justice League art.
By the way, when you recreate that for Athena, please, for the love of God, I want you to do I want you to bring 2 copies to a convention. Okay, one to give to Jim Lee, the other to have him sign.
That would be interesting.
I think Jim Lee would appreciate it.
Question: are everyone the same in X-Men 97 voice act? Some of them are. Some of them aren't because some of them died, like Cyclops, but a few of them are. Like Wolverine and Rogue, I'm pretty sure the same people.
I think they should have recasted Rogue, to be honest, because you could kind of hear the age. I think she does it, she's doing a decent enough job. She's definitely trying. But you can hear the old woman in her voice, and it's kind of distracting.
And you would know because you're an old man.
Frick you. But I think Jennifer Hale was a great pick for Jean Grey.
Yes. She nailed it.
Busy.
I love that. Was my first time hearing her voice a villain, and I got chills from that. Oh, here's another one for Tevia. Bring back Batman Beyond.
Kevin Conroy.
But if you make it take place after Epilogue, Kevin Conroy's dead in that show.
No, he's still alive at the end of Epilogue.
Okay. But speaking of which, we still have to just to circle back and watch Epilogue.
Well, I will say the only way to do Batman Beyond proper is basically to set it after Bruce Wayne's death. Like he just dies of old age, and now Terry has to go on without him.
Yeah, that's
which,
the way
to
you
be
can
fair, is a pretty.
Yeah, it is doable. I mean, yeah. So in other words, there are ways for them to continue the DCAU without involving Kevin, because I'd rather Kevin Conroy is like, wait, which voice actor sounds similar? Bruce Greenwood sounds the most similar. He was the one in like Under the Red Hood. That's why I would say if they were going to make another Arkham Batman game, I would have cast Bruce Greenwood as Batman, because his voice is similar enough to Conroy that I think you can get away with it. By the way, Taladia says Justice League Beyond after Bruce's death. You could also do that. But so all in all, pretty dope episode, and I definitely enjoyed it. Yeah, Nick has DM'd me that his internet is giving him issues. He will be back pretty soon. But in the meantime, do you guys have any questions about Justice League that you want to ask us before we wrap up? Put all your questions in there, and I'll answer them. Let's see what you guys got. Try and stump me. Let's see. And yeah, Talati, I definitely agree. They could do that. Yeah, Justice League Beyond series they could definitely do as well, because Bruce is not even on that Justice League. So you actually with that one, you don't even have to have it set after Bruce's death, because you don't even have to like have them like interact with Bruce. You could have Terry McGinn. Oh, what did you rate this episode? Oh yeah, I give a solid 10 out of 10. Solid 10 out of 10. Epic action and all that. So the way we're going to do this is that we're actually going to watch Epilogue, and then we'll end Justice League. So way back, we were approaching Epilogue, and we decided to come back to it after the finale. And then I think for movie night, we'll cover Justice League versus the Fatal Five. Question, speaking of the Justice League, how did you feel about the Justice League versus the Crime Syndicate? And which team? I prefer the Crime Syndicate. Justice Lord is just Injustice Light. That's it. It's just like that. I get what they were trying to go for, but it just doesn't work. What about bringing different voice actor for Batman from a different universe to Justice League Unlimited in future seasons? What if Kevin Conroy Batman somehow in Justice League? You could bring in another one, but again, the thing is, like, then it would be even more in the face of people that Conroy's being replaced. That's why I see what you're going for, Brown. No, I know technically they came through, but I'm just burnt down the evil Justice League concept, Tavia. I see what you're going for, Brown. It's just the thing about it is still you're hammering into people's mind that like he's getting replaced. And I feel like you're more likely to get to piss people off than get people on board if you do that. That's at least my opinion on that, but I don't know if you guys have any thoughts about that. You're welcome to put them in the chat. But so let me ask you guys this real quick. What's your all's favorite episode of Justice League, whether or not that's Unlimited or the original series? So drop that in the chat and let me hear your favorites, and then we'll wrap up. So let's hear your favorite Justice League episodes. They can be from Unlimited or Easy Destroyer. Yeah, super. Taladia, I knew you were going to say that the minute this episode heavily featured Superman. The Amazo portion, the Golden Amazo. Yeah, the return. I love that one too. The World of Cardboard speech is like God tier writing. Yes, exactly, Taladia, for obvious reasons. I know that. But so what else for you guys? Other favorite episodes, least favorite episodes. My least favorite is Ancient History, because they have that stupid retcon about Jon Stewart. Okay, so Tabby says my favorite episode of Unlimited is the time travel episode with Static Shock and Batman Beyond. That wasn't part of Justice League. Actually, yeah, it was. I'm sorry, Tabby. I saw Batman Beyond. And I was like, wait a second, but yeah, they did do that. Yeah, and also Destroyer and Golden Amazo was really awesome. Yeah, that was fun. And Starcross was a good one. Justice Guild counts. That's a cool one. So you mean essentially their version of the JSA. That's kind of what they were going for. And Jessica was also great. So yeah, it was super sad. I enjoyed that one. But okay, so what we're gonna do is we are going to wrap this one up. Thank you all for watching and attending the live stream. This means a lot to me and Nick. Again, he had internet issues, so that's why he had to dip out. But so what we're gonna do is okay. So for the plan is, was Constantine ever a part of Justice Unlimited? No, because okay, so this was during a period when all of the Vertigo characters. Hey, what's up, Arkham Knight? This was part of a period when the Vertigo characters of DC were not a part of the DCU canon. So you wouldn't have like Constantine in there. You have Zatanna, yes, but I don't think Constantine was ever in JLU for that reason. He was only brought in after Flashpoint, I believe. And Nick is back. Hey, what's up, Nick?
I don't know for how long. Sorry, guys. My internet's being stupid right now. Can only really stay for a few more minutes. I got my own.
Okay. Yeah, we're going to wrap up soon. But anyway, so the plan is we're going to maybe in next week before we do Superman, we'll do epilogue.
Okay.
And for movie night, for my pick for movie night this week, we'll do Justice League versus the Fatal Five, so we can like watch all the have all of the Justice League stuff watched. So we'll do that.
No complaints there.
All right. So all in all, so Nick, do you want to promote your stream and all that? So where can we find you and what have you got coming out on your channel, dude?
All right. So in about 20 minutes on my channel, you can watch me play Sonic Adventure 2 and try not to drive. My co-host Nick's insane, all the while Jared mercilessly taunts me. And then on Wednesday, I'll be interviewing Joam Sontag. That's going to be really sweet.
Love Joe. He's a cool dude.
Yes, he's quite the Reaper Destroyer. On Friday, I've started doing a movie night at the end of each month. It's called the Friday Night Feature. Basically, I review all the movies that Jared won't let me. So this week we're talking about The Princess Bride. Inconceivable.
Marriage is what brings us together.
Oh God.
As you wish.
And then on Saturday, I'm starting a new playthrough. We are playing The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Jared, you better be there.
I will be tossing a coin to my watcher, O Valley of Plenty.
Oh, Valley of Plenty.
There you go.
Jared, by the way, did you see the picture of the mod that I got?
Yeah, that was solid. That was solid. Do you mind if I tell people before we log off?
Yeah.
He made a Henry Cavill face mod. Well, he didn't make it. He downloaded a Henry Cavill face mod.
So Henry Cavill will be going through the world of Witcher properly this time.
That's just super. So, as for me, I will be having a members-only panel in about at 8 p.m. tonight. So it's just gonna be us hanging out. I'm doing this because I had to reschedule the comic historian interview to next Tuesday. So it's still coming up. It's gonna be next Tuesday instead of this Tuesday. He just had some meetings he had to get through. But
busy guy.
Yeah, and then in terms of Super Wonder Legacy, Britt and I are going to be taking Wonder Woman and the Justice League and putting them in the world of Blood of Zeus. So there you go. And by the way, if you guys are interested in a solid Super Wonder Legacy episode, Britt and I talked about why Wonder Woman needs to be respected. So go check that out. Stay heroic, everyone. Lois Lane is Lois Lane. She belongs with General Zod, and she probably got squished by the Daily Planet, making us all happy. So is the Max the Bat for life. See you later.